Hey everyone, it's BatTBatLin, and I'm sure you guys are glad to see me after such a long time. I know you guys were wondering where I was and why I wasn't posting regularly. Well, I'd like to say I'm back. I'll be posting regularly, weekly, probably more than once, and I'm back to playing more Game Corner videos. I'm so excited to do this with you guys, so let's go. Today we're going to be doing Animal Crossing New Horizons. I have not played this game in a year, so that's why the title of this is literally me returning to Animal Crossing. So Animal Crossing was my life in 2020. I was dedicated so much to this game. I loved it when I was a kid, and when New Horizons came out in 2020, I was so excited. I over collected everything. I over decorated everything. I went all the themes. So when I go back to Animal Crossing, I will have everything still. So I'm very excited to be redoing this and coming back. And I wanted to show you guys how my village looked when I left. And I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to present it now. So this is, of course, my entryway to my home. I put it on a 3-level story. I like the whole castle theme, and of course I added a waterfall, double waterfall. I needed to. I love waterfalls, so I needed it. And of course this little area, I still have no idea what I should do with. So please leave me a nice idea in the comments, because it's still sort of blank after I've redone it. This is my little park. I am not changing this. This is my little kitty park. I love my little kitty park. I was a preschool teacher, so I love having parks in. It's just so adorable, so homey and everything for the little neighborhoods and everything. So I am changing this big area up for my home. If you guys see all the possibilities, I am going to change it up, so don't worry. And this main tree in the center, I'm going to keep there. It's so pretty. I love it. I'm going to probably decorate around it, but nothing else is going to change. Oh, that little area is, of course, my craft section. I'm going to make this more professional, but probably later on in later videos. This area I want as my cemetery. I know it's kind of morbid, but I'm a little dark that way. I like the whole idea of a cemetery. Here's my town beforehand. This is what my town looked like before. It was very simple, very inspired by other characters and everything. And of course I have waterfalls right behind it. This, of course, is my campsite. I needed a corner for camping to make it look all woodsy and hidden, and I added the 3 waterfalls. Right there is actually where I want to put a memorial for my dad, who loved camping, so I might be doing that. It leads you straight to that little corner area where my house is, and of course the park. And then of course when you go over the river, you're going to see my museum setup, and there's a lot of weeds, but here's my museum setup. I'm very proud of this. The only thing I'm ever going to change is probably the flooring and maybe add some fencing, but I will not change the structure of this museum setup. And right here is my little farm. I might expand this up, so I might have to change that up in a bit. So I am going to change up my neighborhood though, like not in placement, but in floor. And I am going to make it look a little more like there's sidewalks and roads to go through. So that will definitely be changed. And I absolutely loved this in the beginning where the flowers were in the center, but now I hate it because now I keep walking over the flowers. They totally destroyed my whole entire flowers. So I need to change this up. I do love the setup though, because I do like the idea of a neighborhood where everyone's in one spot, and they even have this little tiny park, as you can see. So I want to be able to keep that structure, but I want to change up the design frame. I want the Zen fence, and I want this to be a farmer's market area because it's right next to my garden. I might take these out. I'm not quite sure yet. But yeah, the whole structure of this area is going to stay the same, but the design's going to change. So I want the flooring to change up and everything. So this is my behind the town scene. That's where my trees and fruits are. I'm going to fill that up a little more because I want more of them everywhere, just so that I keep collecting them and it's a normal thing. I do want more of a pathway in there so that I can access the city, so I might open that up a little. This is what it looks like at first. It's just a normal like little sitting area, city park theme. Of course, this is my fishing area right behind the fruit stands, fruit trees. I don't know really what to call them except for the fruit trees. In Animal Crossing, if you know Animal Crossing, you know you collect fruit from those trees like crazy. And of course, my town square is right in the center of when you get off the plane. And I really do like this setup. I want to keep it, so I'm trying to figure out a way to present it a little nicely. This is my Zen garden. I'm going to present my lighthouse first, though, what it looks like during the day. I'm not changing that. It's simple, and it's facing towards the waters. It's exactly the way I want it to stay for a while. And of course, this is my Zen garden. I'm not changing this up except for maybe the pathway. Maybe add different fencing later on, but this is so cute. I rather like this design because I've loved the idea of having a Zen garden in a city or neighborhood that I live in. So my little other beach, I might add a couple more things here, but I need to start collecting more beach items, so that's going to be a time saver. I had a Zen garden in my college. There was the tiniest little Zen garden, and I used to do my art there, so that's a little personal. But here's my entryway. This is what it looks like when you come off the plane. So when you come off the plane, this is exactly what I designed the entryway to look like. I wanted it to be kind of elaborate. I wanted it to be nice, but I want the design to kind of change, not the structure. And of course, this is my little central fountain. I love this. I've always wanted the whole fountain look in the middle of the city, so I'm gonna change this up into more of a Japanese style city town, because those always look so cute, and the water fountains behind will give more of a nature feel, because I am keeping this, which is like a park, kind of empty. I need more ideas for the park. This, however, is my beach area that I will officially call the beach area. It's rather nice. It has the little bar behind there. It has the cook. It has the lifeguard stand. I'm at a loss of what I should add on to this. I even added the ship in the bottle. I'm not quite sure what else I should be adding. There are designs where it will give me a basketball cart, so maybe I should add that. But I'm still thinking. But as for the little park, I love this idea of the park design. I just probably need more help designing. I don't see me changing the campsite at all, except maybe just taking out some weeds. But no, look at this. So obviously I haven't been here for a while. These are me talking to my neighbors, getting a bunch of mail. Of course, there are some benefits. And I've started, of course, on Valentine's to maybe, change things up. I had a bunch in my storage, so I am completely ready to reshape this entire town. This took me just all day. I think about 12 hours. I have a stay-at-home job, so I'm able to do this in my free time and my breaks and lunches, and right before bed. I'm just laying in bed when other people are watching TV. I'm just doing this. So this took a lot of time, but I knew exactly what I wanted, so that definitely helped me design the entire thing again. And you'll notice in many games I change my mind and redesign many times, so it gets very time consuming, but I hope you guys are ready to meet Misfit Toy Island. I will do both day, night, evening shots. So here's my new entryway to my home. Very more comfortable with the Zen fence and more foliage, a little more light that you can see at night. I added just black roses on the corner instead of black and purple roses. I love the whole black and white theme. Here's my new entryway, so much better, so much cleaner. And of course you guys see I added roads and sidewalks. You can see that little corner, that's going to be the theme corner. Of course it's now February and there's feathers everywhere. So that's the last thing I had in my storage unit was a bunch of feather designs. And you can see it looks like a little town where I definitely added narrow streets to make it look like one way, and the fountain looks so much cleaner, and there's even a little walkway to down the beach where I added a little hut and fire to make it look like, oh, this is where we're gonna go fish and get a massage at the same time. But to the left you can see some difference because I added some panels behind this and a rope to make it look more official, make it look more fancy. And of course I added the clock and the park bench. I added this, and hopefully at the top I can make it look more like Japanese apartments, make it look a little more townsy. So I might be updating that when I get the time, because again this was just a day work, and I cleared the path because I noticed a lot of weeds, like as you can see, were on the path. So I cleaned that up. Now you can see how the lighthouse is at night. So if you go up, I'm still planning on making that area of the cemetery, but I need the cemetery stones. I've added more fruit trees to make it look a little more full and more like a fruit tree farm. So now we're going to the neighborhood, which I really wanted to change. This looks amazing, guys. I loved these designs for this sidewalk, road, and pathways. I will be leaving their codes in the corner there, if you guys can see, just so that everyone else gets a chance to use these beautiful designs for the roads the way I have. Darn, I got a new neighbor. I realized that. Here's the park at night. Now it kind of looks more like a park inside a neighborhood. This again is going to be my farmer's market area as soon as I get more, but I want you guys to see how I improved my farming area. This is definitely more of a harvest look to it, and I definitely love my pumpkins, so I added my pumpkins. That is now what my museum looks like. I just changed the flooring, didn't really change anything else. I didn't like any other design, so I wanted to keep that design the way it was. The rest of the island pretty much stays the same right now. I have no changes except for a couple things such as this pathway to the beach. But because you guys have seen everything, I thought we could go back into my house and I can show you guys a house tour. This is my living room. I definitely love the dark furniture, dark wood-like furniture towards it, but also a hint of the Asian culture. And I have everything on the walls in a neat form. I've always loved living rooms to be the main one. To the right is my Zen room. This one is for the massages. There's the kimono in the corner. There's the game in the other corner. And of course the bath in the other corner with the shade. I pretty much love that room. This is my kitchen, of course. That one's to the left. I always have my kitchens to the left, as you know in my previous videos. And I always have something cooking. And of course, straight forward is my office. I love offices. As you guys know from my other videos, I need an office in almost every home that I design. And this one is again full of stuff all over the walls, making it nice and full and organized at the same time, except for those things on the floor, ignore it. But I have a little gamer chair. My room upstairs is not to my liking yet. I do have the cat tree in the corner, which is probably the only most accurate thing about me. But my downstairs is the basement bar. This is more like a medieval dark bar that I really, really love the design of. It's kind of what me and my best friend share in common with, is the dark ambience of a medieval look. And I thought of her while designing this, mainly because this is where we would hang out every single time she's over. And that's pretty much it, guys. That was my entire return to Animal Crossing. I literally haven't played this game for like a whole year, but it's so nice to come back because it is a very cute game. So you will see more videos in the future. I'll show you guys some tips. I'll show you guys what I normally do to save up money and blah, blah, blah. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.